I sometimes get asked, why torture yourself with exercise? You're gonna die anyways. And I'm retired, I'm in my 60s, I've asked myself the same question. But as I've thought about it and as I've exercised, the answer is plain to me. It's because the exercise across the board, and particularly strength training exercise, contributes very much to the quality of life, whatever the duration of your life is going to be. And that, to me, is well worth the exercise. It, clearly strengthens your muscles, builds muscle mass. It increases your stability on your feet, improves your balance. It makes you much more sure in your mobility. Also, strength training and resistance training has a positive effect on the skeletal frame. It helps work against the reduction in bone mass. It helps keep the overall skeletal structure strong, and it has the added benefit of when at times you're at risk of injury, making the difference between a serious injury happening or not happening, a bone breaking or not breaking. So whether you're somebody who's planning to climb a rock wall or a mountain and you're 30 years old, or whether you're 90 years old and you've got 2 flights of stairs in your house and you're worried about getting up and down them several times a day, strength training really contributes. I would say there's another way in which strength training contributes, and it's more subtle and it's psychological. I think it greatly increases your sense of well-being. My sense of well-being is much better today than when I first retired 3+ years ago. I also have actually quite a bit more self-confidence in my capacities and my ability to deal with issues. I even sleep a little better because of the exercise. When a person makes a decision, am I going to exercise, or am I going to start exercise now versus later? That's a complex question. Every person's in a different position, different factors are weighted. But to say I'm not going to engage in a healthy exercise regime because the benefits are small, I think that's, by my experience, that's just an incorrect assessment. That's not correct. Why get involved in exercise at your age? Isn't it too late? Why don't you just kick back and enjoy your golden years? My short answer is no, it's not too late. I think I'm sort of evidence for that. And 2, if you really do want to kick back in your golden years, not just the first 2 or 3, but the whole duration, then by all means get some exercise, because it's going to help you kick back and enjoy longer, I believe. Growing up, I didn't play any sports. I really wasn't physical as an adult. I did exercise some without a trainer, without a whole lot of knowledge, and sporadically on and off. So when I retired and I came here to Bench Gym, I had really no strong track record in exercise, and what I've been able to do here with John and his team at Bench Gym has just been amazing to me. It's done wonders for me. I feel firmer, fitter. I've reduced my body fat, and well, this is sort of embarrassing, but I always wore a small shirt all my life. Growing up, I could never increase my size. I moved up a whole size in my shirt size after the 3 years that I've been here. which I think is pretty amazing for somebody in their late 60s. People sometimes ask me, when you're older and you haven't really been exercising, isn't it harder to start an exercise regime? Or doesn't it get boring? Or isn't it a real pain to do because you have no background there? And my reaction to that is, you know, I just think about many things in life that depend on mind-body coordination, right? If you want to learn to play an instrument, if you want to learn to play ball, if you want to learn a new language, anything depending on mind-body coordination, there's just no substitute for practice, practice, practice. Getting in a routine, practicing at each level you are, hoping to go up gradually to a next level, practicing there and moving along. Exercise is no different, I've found, particularly with a personal trainer, because a personal trainer is an expert in this area. He's known how to pace me going on up, and it's made it, you know, quite doable all along the way with, you know, incremental benefits. In my own mind, not scientifically, just subjectively, I break my 3+ years of training into 4 parts. The first part was total shock to my body. You know, after that first session, I felt so awkward in doing it. My muscles were saying, "What's going on here? What are you doing? Stop immediately. Never go back there." And that awkwardness about it lasted for quite a while. And that was really the first phase. The second phase, my muscles had sort of finally thrown in the towel of trying to make me forget about doing it and accepted, you know, okay, we're going to do this. But then it was more the situation, my body telling me, let's go in, let's get it over with as quickly as possible, and let's move on. And progress continued, and that was good, and it was getting a little better. There was a distinct shift of gears to a third phase. In the third phase, I actually started to like it, and my body started to take to it with very little resistance, and actually with sort of a positive outlook. And the progress continued. And actually, if I had stopped at the end of the third phase, that being about 2 years in, I would have been very, very happy with what I achieved, satisfied, very grateful to Jon and his team and Ben's gym, and just tried to maintain it. But, you know, I was sort of curious, you know, if I keep this up, what could I do? I mean, it was clearly an unknown territory, you know, relative to my whole life in terms of physical conditioning. So I entered the fourth phase, and in that year period, remarkable things have happened. I've actually come to love the exercise. I do these routines of the exercise. It feels like second nature. It's so, I think I built up mind-body coordination to such a point with the training here, and I actually look forward to every routine. And I would say that my progress after the first 2 years actually accelerated in that last period. You know, I was more motivated to make a stronger effort and to take on new types of exercise than I had been at any time prior to that. So, yeah, it requires an effort, it requires sustained effort, but the benefits are, I think, pretty wonderful.